Hi, everybody. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Oh, you're muted.
Did you see that cute dog?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Great,
We're doing well.
Cool.
It's great.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
great. You're in space, watching us from above.
I am. I got tired of looking at San Francisco.
Is that where you're from?
No, I live in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice. That's where I moved from.
Oh. What area did you live in?
I moved from Malibu.
Oh, okay. Did you go to Pepperdine?
I sure did. Yeah, I went to Pepperdine, and then after graduation, hightailed it down here.
Oh, good for you. I live in Sherman Oaks, not too far from Malibu.
Yeah, of course, I love Sherman Oaks. That's great.
That's wonderful.
We'll be back down in Cabo for Christmas week.
Oh, how fun. That's exciting. Do you guys have a house down here?
No, we rent from people who own timeshares at Grand Solmar.
Oh, perfect. Okay, nice. That's exciting.
You picked a good week to come. The weather's so beautiful in late December.
Yeah.
I love it in December. We usually come for New Year's, but I don't think that they're gonna have any fireworks and things like that because of the crowds.
They haven't the past couple of years. Now we do get fireworks. I'm seeing more fireworks in
It's true.
town here.
Sometimes I see them from Palmilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see. Fingers crossed that we'll get some, at least something. I wonder do you know if they're doing anything for Day of the Dead or Halloween?
Oh,
This
we
year?
usually do. I don't
Yeah,
know
we
if they will
usually
this year.
do.
They canceled it last year.
Yeah, I know that like Flora Farms has a really
So
nice,
fun.
like, what is it?
The altars for the Day of the
Altar,
Dead.
yeah, altar competition. And it's just gorgeous. But I think the holidays are probably my favorite time of year. All the hotels have their huge Christmas trees, and downtown is just decked out. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah. I think we should give it another minute or two.
Yeah, let's give it another minute and let some more people hop on. This is from Casa Adobe.
Mhm.
Is there another hurricane heading down your way?
Hopefully not. But right now it's supposed to miss. It's supposed to like head east and go to Mazatlan. But everyone's kind of holding their breath. I mean, people are putting shutters up and kind of preparing for the worst. But as of right now, it's not going to really hit us. We'll get some rain and some wind, but
Shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah,
And a
shouldn't
lot
be
of
too
times
bad.
that's what storms do here. They come around and they look like they're gonna hit us dead on, but then a pressure from above or a pressure from the side will kind of bump the storm either out to sea or inland. And we usually don't take very many direct hits. We did a couple of weeks ago with a category 2, we had a direct hit, but we usually don't take too many direct hits. So we're
That's
hoping
true.
we'll miss, just maybe get some rain tomorrow, which we always love rain, so.
Right.
Well, we were supposed to have about 18 or 20 people on the call, so I feel bad starting with only
I know.
3, but maybe we should.
Well, it's only
Just go.
6:03. Should we wait till maybe 6:05?
Or do we just want to start giving our background?
Yeah, we could just
Let's do that.
we'll just jump right in. I want to make sure this isn't. Yeah, there we go. All right. You want to go first, Kendra?
Oh, sure. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be really fun, and it's going to be not a long call. We just wanted to be able to kind of field some of your questions. But first, we would love to tell you a little bit about ourselves. I have lived here full-time in Cabo San Lucas, actually in San Jose del Cabo, of the Los Cabos. Lived here for 3 years now. And prior to that, I came back and forth between Atlanta and Cabo. And every time I would go back to Atlanta, I would get off the plane and I would just feel this heaviness that would just settle in as I tried to traverse the Atlanta traffic to get to my home. And every time I would go back, I would say like, why am I doing this? And why am I heading back there? So my husband and I, our kids grew.
Yeah.
They all were out of the house and having their own lives, which I'm so proud of them. And we just decided, hey, it's now or never, let's give this a try.
Yeah.
We saw people doing it on all these TV shows, like sell everything you own and move to another country. So we decided we wanted to be brave and do it. And it's been the best decision we ever made. 3 years now here in San Jose. I'm from Atlanta. So it's been great.
That's so exciting. I love your story.
I know, it's so
so
fun.
fun. Yeah.
So we literally sold everything we owned.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Clothes, shoes, cars, house,
Yeah.
everything.
And you guys had a house ready and waiting for you.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We had a house already here when we
You already
moved here.
picked it out. On
Right.
the
Well, we
vacation.
actually lived here part-time. We would come back and forth.
Oh, right. Okay.
And the kids were still in school and doing things. So we would come for 6 months or 3 months and then go back home and then come for a month and then go back home. And we started spending more time here and less time in Atlanta, and it got harder and harder to go to Atlanta.
Yeah. So now you're here.
Yeah, now we're here.
No, I love that story. So I moved from Los Angeles. I'm originally from Washington State, but I moved from LA with my boyfriend 2.5 years ago. And he has grown up here on and off his whole life, and we've been back and forth too. And you know what? We were just so sick of the hustle and the bustle of LA, the traffic, I mean, the pollution, the crime, the list goes on. We went to the beach in Malibu, and that's just, I mean, it was packed. It's always packed. And I just felt like, you know, I feel like there has to be something more. The cost of living was also huge. We wanted to be somewhere where we could enjoy more things. You know, like we could go out to eat, I could get massages or my hair done or whatever little things that I wanted without worrying really about anything. And so that's really what drove us down here, is just the slower way of life, the better quality of life. I mean, we fell in love with just the virgin beaches on the East Cape and the water, the surf, the fishing, and it's just such an active, outdoorsy lifestyle. It's very family centered, which was hugely important to us too. And we've never looked back. We've been here completely full time. We own a company, we own a property management company, Hideaway Cabo, also in real estate. And so we're really plugged into the community. My boyfriend is half Mexican, and so he has family here as well. So that's kind of what brought us both down.
Mm-hmm.
We really want to leave this call very user driven. So we want you to ask us a lot of questions. I'm sure that you have a lot about expat life down here. If you don't have any questions, that's absolutely fine. We can kind of just go down the list that we have about, I don't know, grocery stores, hospitals, restaurants, things to do, you know, community, whatever, you know, you guys want to hear. So on that note, we'll just give the floor to you guys. And if you have a question, just go ahead and unmute yourself and we will do our best to answer.
Ask him about health insurance.
What was that?
Health insurance.
All right. You want to take this one?
We actually, my husband and I do have health insurance here. They have policies that are for the Mexican hospitals. We've had it since we moved here. We are American, so health insurance was a very important thing for us. But when we came here, you know, I've had a surgery. My husband had an injury, physical therapy, illnesses. I get migraines, food poisoning on occasion. Everything that we've had done, regular testing and that kind of thing, we just pay for it because it's so inexpensive here, and we haven't used our insurance. It's a lot less expensive. I think our insurance for the entire year for full coverage for my husband and myself is about $1,400 for the entire year. Whereas when I lived in Atlanta, my husband was self-employed and it was about $1,400 a month with an $8,000 deductible. So we pay for a year's worth of insurance for what we used to pay for a month. However, having said that, we don't
Just
use
pay out
it.
of pocket.
We
Yeah.
pay out of pocket.
And I do the exact same thing. I know I'm much younger, but what I have is like life flight insurance. So if anything's, you know, went super
Catastrophic.
catastrophic an event, I need to go up to the mainland or to the States for any reason, then I can go ahead and, you know, make sure that's done. But for anything else, I just pay out of pocket. Dermatologists, you know, just wellness checks. What else? Different like scans, with whatever I need. It's so inexpensive. It just makes the most sense for most people here, just to do it that way. However, there are some great insurance providers that we would be happy to connect you with as well.
But they have all kind of specialists that really are very, very successful here. A lot of the doctors here actually trained in the United States, and they come back here and practice medicine. So anything from a diabetes specialist, a gynecologist, just a general family practitioner. And the other thing about doctors here is they will come to your home. You just you send them a text and say, I have a terrible migraine, or I have, you know, this
food poisoning.
poisoning.
That is the biggest. I mean, I cannot tell you one time I was so sick with food poisoning. I WhatsApped my doctor and he was to my house within 30 minutes, gave me some magic pill, and I was fine. I mean, things like that.
And it was how much?
$50?
It
was actually free. He did that for me out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah. And that's how it is here. I have all of my doctors on WhatsApp. I WhatsApp them directly. I don't WhatsApp their office. I WhatsApp my doctor. So I can say on the weekend, you know, I have this going on. What do you think? And he'll say, even my vet is the same way. With my vet, my dog is doing this. Well, send me a picture. And
that's so true. Everything is so streamlined. The providers and the service here is so top notch, and they're really easy to find. I mean, most of you on the call are probably in my Facebook group, San Jose del Cabo Expats Collaborative. And so there's such a information sharing. Everyone's trying to help one another. For example, right now we're fostering 2 puppies, my boyfriend and I, because with the storm coming, they couldn't be in just like the little care center that they were in because they'd be flooded. So I put in the group, hey, where do I buy pee pads? Because these tiny little dogs are destroying my house. And within minutes, people are like, oh, try this, try this, try this. So that's one of the great things about living here. If you can't find nutmeg, you can just ask and someone would be so willing to help, even up to, you know, if you need, I don't know, pet sitter, that's on my mind right now a lot, but anything you need, everyone is so willing to help. The expat community is so vibrant. They're so kind. They're so giving.
Don't you think it's because everybody's so chill and happy and enjoying life so much?
I think so. I mean, you're not broke all the time because things don't cost a ton. You're not sitting in traffic because there's not a lot of traffic. There's a lot less stress. People in general are much happier down here, I think. So I hope that answered your question. We went off.
It is available. Health insurance is available.
Health insurance is available.
Most people don't need it, but it is available.
All right. Anyone else have any questions for us?
Somebody wants to ask me about Botox. I know you do. Can you get Botox there? Yes, you can get Botox. You can get all kind of things done here, and the doctors are great. I have a dermatologist that every 6 months I go get a scan to make sure, you know, because the sun is pretty intense here. So you get your wellness check for your skin to make sure everything's great. And so anything that you need, the hospitals are terrific, top notch. I also
hospitals there. San Jose.
Hospitals are great here. Think about hospitals in the States 25 years ago, when if you were sick, they would actually take care of you. They would put you in the hospital and they would keep you there until they made sure that you were well, and they wouldn't send you home before you needed to be home. That's how it is here. The hospitals are very clean, my husband sells medical equipment. So he is always watching to see what kind of equipment, what kind of tables, what kind of radiology equipment do these hospitals use. And they are nice, state of the art.
They're really nice. I think
Yeah.
that the best hospital is H+,
Yeah.
and that's in San Jose. It's in the quarter, but it's closer to San Jose. And that's the most widely recommended as the best hospital in Los Cabos. And they have everything.
It's
People
incredible,
come
yeah.
actually fly down here from the States to get elective surgeries because it's so much more inexpensive, and the doctors they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Everyone speaks fluent English, so you don't have to worry. And yeah, I mean, they're great. Same with schools. I don't know if anyone has, school age kids, but there's different private schools down here. There's an baccalaureate program. So if you have a child in that program, they can easily transfer over. There's English speaking schools. The public schools are good too. So we really have a great setup down here.
Have you any trouble finding prescription drugs?
No, prescription drugs, some of the drugs are a different brand name, but they will be the same ingredients. So we do have different brands here. You cannot, like addictive drugs, they are now requiring a prescription, but if you have a general infection and you need an antibiotic, you can go get it anywhere.
Yeah, you actually
don't
don't
have
need
to,
a
your doctor can say,
prescription.
oh, you have these symptoms, all right, I'm gonna WhatsApp you, okay, go pick up some Augmentin and pick up this and pick up that, and so you take it and you just go to the pharmacy and you say, I need Augmentin, I need this, and they just give it to you. You don't have to have a written prescription. There are more restricted drugs, but general like health and wellness drugs, you don't need a prescription, and there are very nice pharmacies here as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you watching your chat?
Oh, no, thank you.
Ask me if the neurologist that did Botox injections for migraines.
Say that one more time. Did you say injections for migraines?
Injections for migraines every 3 months. Is there a neurologist there that does that?
It's kind of breaking up what you're saying, but I know you're talking about you mentioned earlier.
I get Botox injections every 3 months for migraines.
Right.
For
Yes.
migraines.
Right. Yeah. I have a neighbor who gets the Botox injections for migraines, but she does fly to Texas. So
The dermatologist
but I
does them too.
but I
Dr.
know
Wong.
that Dr. Wong does
Mhm.
them as well. So
Yeah.
yes, you can get that done here, and I guarantee you it's a lot cheaper than
Mhm.
it is in the States. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it is. $2,800 every 3 months.
And I'm sorry that you get migraines, and I get them as well. And it's so nice to know that if I get a bad one, I don't have to, like make my way to the car and go sit in an emergency room and have a drunk person in the room next to me screaming with the lights on. Like, I don't have to deal with that. My husband makes a WhatsApp chat. My doctor, he comes to my house in my bedroom where I'm laying and with my eyes covered, and he gives me an injection.
That's so
in my
nice.
home.
Oh, that's good.
Really.
All right.
Driver's license.
Did you get a BCS driver's license? What was that process like? Yes. So if you have a US plated car, which I do, I just registered my car in not San Diego, South Dakota. It's super easy. You just call up the office of registration. You need to send them over your current registration. I don't know what else, maybe your title, your driver's license, and your social security number. You just send it over to them, and then they send you back your tabs, your new registration, and your license plate. And so that way you don't have to switch your driver's license. You can have, like, I have a Washington driver's license and a South Dakota plated car, but as long as I have an American driver's license with an American plate, that's fine. However, if you have a Baja California Sur driver's license like Kinda does, then you do need to get a Baja California Sur driver's license. You can hire someone to just do that for you. They just go, they take a driver's test. You need a blood draw to prove your blood type for your driver's license in case anything happens. And it's super simple.
Yeah, I have the Mexican driver's license, and it was very easy. And we have people who we recommend to go do things like
They
that.
can
for
help you. Yeah, absolutely. Once
very
we purchase a condo, we will be coming down part-time. Oh, that's exciting, Debbie. There are social groups for expats who are
Oh,
retired.
Tons.
There's a lot. There sure is. So off the top of my head, there's a ladies meetup, a ladies group meetup. They meet up every Wednesday outside of El Mercado. Anyone is welcome. They just come and they chat, and it's like a social hour.
There's the red hat ladies. There's,
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of started our own little group with some single women here.
Mhm.
There's golf. There are so many different activities.
Yeah, and it also,
it's very easy.
depending on what neighborhood you're in, there's different Facebook groups for that area or neighborhood, and people are always doing different activities. It's really easy to get plugged in, and just watch the groups on Facebook, and if you don't find anything that really tickles your fancy, you can just start your own, which is, everyone is super receptive to everything like that.
There are learn Spanish groups, pickleball groups.
There's
hiking, bike riding groups.
Let's stand up paddle boarding, swimming, surfing, of course. People get together, go fishing. I mean, there's and most of those people are retired. So they've kind of even niched it down even more to find specific activities that they should do. So it's really easy to get involved down here. If you live in San Jose part-time, is it necessary to purchase a car, or can we just Uber or the bus? Well, I mean, it really depends on your preference, I mean, personally.
And your location.
And your location, that's true. Personally, I love having the freedom of, driving from the East Cape, where we're building a house, to Palmilla to get a smoothie. And I personally, I wouldn't want to Uber, because it's just, it's just a lot of different, you have to be on your phone, you have to find your ride, you have to, I don't know, for me, my preference, I prefer to have a car and have my independence to go to Todos Santos when I want to, or to downtown Cabo, or I don't know, up to Los Brules. But if you're in a central location and you don't mind taking an Uber, and you want to just kind of stay in San Jose del Cabo proper and just kind of Uber to downtown or Uber to the store, then yeah, I mean, that's what most people on vacation do. But it's really truly up to you and what you're wanting to get out of your time here, I think.
And I know some people, this is a very common thing here. You Uber and your driver starts talking to you and he says, you know what, I'm a driver and I'm going to give you my WhatsApp, and you text me when you want me to come pick you up, and you can just pay me the rate that you would normally pay Uber.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get to know the driver. So you have a driver who you page and text anytime you want to go somewhere. I've actually also been on the bus when my young adult children come, they go on the bus to and from Cabo. It's not a bad experience, but it is both the Uber and the bus and the taxis do limit your mobility.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it really just depends on what you want out of your experience. I would say, so I do property management. Most of our clients that are here for under 2 weeks, depending on what they want to do, they just Uber. Anyone here for over 2 weeks, they usually rent a car or buy a car, or whatever works.
Yeah. Yes.
That was all the questions in the chat. Does anyone else have anything they are curious about? Don't be shy.
Banking.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
No, that's one about banking.
Oh, banking.
Oh, okay.
Banking is one of those things that's a little more challenging here than it is in the States.
Oh, it can be. I have my banca South. So easy. I love it. I email my guy. He has my US money waiting. He has my pesos waiting. I just transfer. I have an app. I'm super happy with what bank do you use? I use
Intercam, and while they're super nice and they speak English and they're great with us, it's just there are so many money laundering laws here in Mexico, because I think traditionally you've had this reputation that you could launder your money here. And so they've come up with all these money laundering regulations. And so you have to jump through a few more hoops to get a bank account. My bank account, I have a peso and a US dollar bank account. But it was a little challenging to get. You have to provide a lot of documentation. They want to see that you have property.
Really?
Yeah.
That was not my experience.
Yeah, so I may be switching.
Yeah, maybe
over.
switch over, look into Banca Mifel.
Mhm.
There's never any lines. I created both of my peso and US dollar account in one day. I need my passport, an electricity bill, my residency card. So you either need your temporary residency card or permanent residency card, and that was it. And it took like 3 days.
And that kind of reminds me, and I definitely am going to switch over. It kind of reminds me that one of the most important things that you need to have if you want to be an expat living in Cabo is everything is easier if you have your residency. If you start working on that process to get your residency card,
Absolutely.
it just kind of makes everything just
It
a little
does.
bit easier.
It does, yeah. And that being said, I didn't get a Mexican bank account until a few months ago, and I've been living here for over 2 years. So you don't really need one. I use my American credit card basically for everything. I don't have any foreign transaction fees. So that works really well for me. I use my Mexican card to pull out pesos, or if I need to transfer money from US to Mexico, I just do it to my accounts. But you don't, I mean, if you're just coming down here for vacation, or even if you have a house, you don't need to buy a house with a Mexican bank account. It's
Right.
almost easier for some people to just, keep their credit cards in the States, keep their banks in the States, and do it that way.
Okay.
Anyone else have any questions? If not, we'll just keep this short and
We got a
sweet.
couple more chats.
What was that?
You have a couple more chats.
Thank you. And this little thing is blocking my
Chats are disappearing.
view. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let me see. Are you both fluent Spanish speakers? You know what? My Spanish is pretty good. It's not fluent. I can order really well in restaurants.
But when you moved here, was it? Or did you?
Oh,
pick
when
it
I
up?
moved here, it was not great.
Because I
but
had
picked
nothing.
it up.
when
I
moved
picked
here.
it up.
Me too.
And most people speak English down here, so it's not a necessity to learn Spanish before you move. However, I think it's really respectful to the culture, and it's also really beneficial for you to download Duolingo or maybe Rosetta Stone and just like be practicing and do your best to speak to as many people here as you can, because at the end of the day, this is their country. Like, we're foreigners in a foreign country.
But you can definitely get.
Absolutely. What was the hardest thing to adjust to moving from Southern California to Los Cabos? We're doing it full time next month. Wow, it's so exciting. Congrats. For me, the hardest thing to adjust to was just finding like a rhythm and friends my own age. I'm in my 20s. And when I moved here 2 years ago, it's different now. But when I moved here 2 years ago, it was kind of hard to find a group of friends and just get used to the slower pace, because in LA, it's like, from my phone, I can order food, I can, pay my bills, I can do so many things. There's such an ease of access, and just everything is immediate in LA. And down here, we don't really, we have Uber Eats, but it's kind of hit or miss.
They might show up.
They might not show up, they might not. Like, there's just a lot less of a selection. You have to really get used to living, like, less is more, which I've come to love, and like have eliminated so many things that I don't need for my life. But
I agree with you. For me, the biggest transition was the slower pace, because I was coming from this frenetic pace in Atlanta, and to have everything just kind of slow down. At first, it feels a little frustrating because you expect to have things done in a timely manner like you could in Atlanta. But once you get used to it, when I go back to Atlanta, it feels very aggressive because everything's happening right away and everything's instant and it's right now, and it feels so fast paced. So it's now that I've downshifted and adjusted to the slower pace, my health is better, my sleep is better, my mental outlook is better, my attitude is better, because if somebody shows up 2 hours late, oh well, they're late.
we're used to it.
Oh
Yeah.
well.
No, that's definitely true. And just trying to get things done, sometimes, most of the time, you run into hurdles, and it can be exhausting, just figuring things out. But that's really the first, maybe 6 months.
Yeah,
And
after
then
that,
it's really fine. Like you get it. It's all good.
and there are people, I work with a couple that I really trust, and I'm sure Amelia does too, who can walk you through that process. They can take you to immigration
Mhm.
and talk to the immigration officer. They can help you get your driver's license. They can help you get your electric bill set up, and they're very affordable.
Mhm.
And they do this every day. So
Yeah.
they'll just grab your hand and take you to the front of the line, and
Yeah,
just
for
get
sure.
you what you need. So it's
Yeah.
very helpful.
Probably one of my biggest pieces of advice is just get help.
Yeah.
Don't try to do it by yourself. It's not worth it at the end of the day. You don't want your first experiences down here to just be like hectic and stressful and awful, because then it will take some time to realize the beauty. So, cough up the extra 1,000 pesos or whatever it is to just get help getting settled, getting your bills set up, et cetera, et cetera. And it will make the transition just so much easier.
Don't you think this is a helping culture? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like
absolutely.
they look down on you if you ask for help. They love it. They want to help you.
Yeah.
And they're very giving. And so
Absolutely.
no problem with asking for that. Yes, Banco Mita.
Yeah, it's baked up. Yeah, it's right by Fresco, the grocery store. Fresco, Fresko, Fresco. Should we set up a fideicomiso before we purchase? What is needed to set one up? Honestly, that is a question that the agent that you work with should know, and that's really a whole nother call topic. Short answer is no, you do not need one before you purchase. That happens during the closing time, but
Which is why it takes so long to close here.
yeah, but you know what? This is definitely a question to talk to us about separately, because it's so complex. There's so many things that go into it. It could be a whole nother call by itself. So if you're looking into buying, just send Kendra or I an email, and we can definitely go into more detail with you on that. Do you have a recommendation for someone to help get all those things set up? Yes, we do. Just send us an email and we can help you.
I have a
get
great
that
girl.
stuff.
I've recommended her to all of my clients. Her name is Susanna, and she's wonderful. So if you will instant message us or put it online, I will put Susanna's contact information on the collaborative so that
Yeah,
people
smart.
can reach out to her. She's terrific
And that's for immigration.
for everything.
For everything. Awesome.
I call
love
her my
that.
fixer. She does everything.
Gotta love that. All right, guys. So that was everything in the chat. Anyone else have any questions for us?
I had one question, which I put in the chat. Amelia, did you drive from LA to Cabo, or did you have somebody drive your car?
I drove. Yeah, we drove. I drove with my boyfriends. We took a longer trip. We stopped in Ensenada. We went wine tasting. Then we stopped at the halfway point, Rio Negro, which is a very odd little nothing town. And then we stopped in Loreto, which was great. And then we stopped in La Paz. So we took our time, but you honestly could do it from San Diego. You could do it in just one night. So 2 full days.
It's a beautiful drive.
It's a gorgeous drive. It is nerve-wracking at times because there's like parts where you're going up a mountain and there's no guardrail, and it's like lanes are tiny, and then there's a semi-truck, and you're like kind of white knuckling. But that's not the whole way. That's just going through the mountains. Definitely don't drive at night. Let me see. I'm having a really hard time getting an appointment at the Mexican consulate. My advice for that is look around in the different states and see which ones have the most current openings. So you could look at, I don't know where you are, but look in the surrounding states. My friend had to fly all the way to Florida. She's from California. She had to fly to Florida to get an appointment. So kind of just look around and see what you can find.
So I brought my dog. The question is, what is needed to bring a dog into Mexico? I brought my dog and my cat when we moved here. We loaded the airplane with suitcases and a dog and a cat. You just have to take them to the vet and get a health certificate, and it has to be within 36 hours of when you board your flight. So you don't have to there's no quarantining for the animal. You get them the health certificate, you bring them in, and some airlines charge an extra fee to put them under the seat. But you don't need to quarantine them. They just need a simple health certificate, and they make that they've had all of their shots. and then you just bring them in. It's a very simple process here.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's not traumatic for the animal
Yeah.
at all.
If we keep these foster puppies. we don't
Yes,
have
which I
to-
think you've already named one of them.
We
I think you're
did.
gonna be
It's so
stuck.
cute. His name is Pepper and he's adorable.
I think you have a new dog named Pepper.
Too.
I have a pet I can hook you up with.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
You're
gonna
welcome.
need that.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, one more. Jim and Deb, what about a dog and driving over the border?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
Great.
Yes, and if it's a big scary dog, they won't even ask you for your papers. I have a neighbor who has a mastiff, and they see it, they look in, and they're like, okay, go
Good to
on
go.
through. So,
That's hilarious. Wow.
yeah, same thing, just the same, just the health certificate is all you need.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in with us. I hope that you learned something. And as always, we are available via email. And I'll put both of our emails in the event page so you guys have them. Thank you for joining us this night. Stay tuned for our next call. And that topic will be to be determined. But make sure you're in our Facebook group, the San Jose del Cabo Expats Collaborative. This meeting was recorded, so you can share it with your friends on the Hideaway channel. And yeah, have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Yeah.